Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in for our final episode of Pause for the Pebble. I know, where does the time go? I'm your host, Teiko Sims, and we have a wonderful final episode for you tonight. Many of our audience members expressed interest in our water tower story last week, so we followed up for you. I have the story of Rockwater, and that'll be up shortly. The Equestrian Center, a gem right here on campus, we're going to take you inside to meet all of the animals. Will and Al, also have our athlete of the week and some updates on spring sports. And Sid will be talking with members of two broadcast organizations on campus, WSRU-FM and WSRU-TV. We have all this and more tonight on Pause for the Pebble. The Golden Rock Awards are a newer ceremony that was actually created by students. Our reporter Hope has all the details.
An idea that started as a joke turned into an evening to show appreciation to those in student media. Caleb Grabowski took inspiration from prestige award shows like the Golden Globe Awards to create the Golden Rock Awards.
Honestly, it's just like a funny joke to me. What if we put on an award show, but it's not really an award show, and it's as low budget and kind of as like high comedy as possible. I kind of pitched it, and I was like, hey, what if we just did a weird event where we presented spray painted golden rocks that had kind of a bad hand drawn placard on them, and everyone was like, that's hilarious. It was originally just going to be WSRU-FM, and then decided to just bring in all of the like media production people to try to celebrate as many people as possible.
9 winners were crowned in categories such as Rookie DJ, Staff Comedian, and Behind the Scenes Hero, and got to take home a golden spray painted rock to remember the night.
Tell us what it's like to be a Golden Rock Award winner.
It is insane, guys. I've never done it before. You got to try it, all right?
It's awesome, you know? You just get to get up there and get your rock, get your crown. That might not fit your head, but it's all good in the end, you know? You just get an award and you have fun.
With jokes and bits, including elf costumes, personal security, and the main host giving himself his own award, we hope to see the Golden Rock Awards become an SRU tradition.
Thanks, Hope. Now, everyone feels the stress of finals, and in order to ease some of that stress, the university offered several events this past week. On Monday, April 29th, the Quad had a finals week hangout from 11 to 3 p.m. where students got to drink boba and say goodbye to their friends. Later that evening, the Smith Student Center offered free study pancakes from 7 to 9 p.m. Now, the Smith Student Center also offered an end of the semester brunch in the suite from 11 to 1 p.m. today as well. During these stressful times, it is important to remember to stay hydrated and well fed to fuel your brain and keep your body healthy. You've got this. So let's ace these finals. Okay, so following up on last week's discussion of the water tower, our campus water supply also has a peculiar taste and smell, earning the student coin nickname Rockwater. Here's the story. The water isn't faulty pipes or a forgotten cleaning schedule. In fact, the water treatment operators work every day, including holidays, to ensure the water is safe to drink. So why is this rock water the way that it is? Well, Dr. Burkhart, a geology professor here on campus, explains that the problem actually lies millions of years in the past. The water comes from underground wells that tap into old swamp deposits. In these deposits has bits of coal that end up in our water, leaving an unpleasant flavor and odor residents of Slippery Rock know all too well. Some believe that a nearby limestone plant is also to blame, since the dust of the plant can settle into the waterways, making its way to our fountains and showers. While it is safe to drink, some students still have difficulties with the water, forcing many to buy filters and using bottled water instead.
I think that the rock water on campus tastes and smells like a pool, and I had to buy a shower filter because the water is so harsh.
While the water may be a challenge, Slippery Rock's water treatment plant is constantly checking and regulating contamination levels to ensure the water is safe and up to government standards. Yeah, that's rock water if I ever tasted it right there. Anyways, wrapping up news today, we take you to the Equestrian Center. Now, many of you know that the Equestrian Center has horses, but the one on campus has a few smaller animals running around too. Welcome to the Equestrian Center, where the beauty of horses meet the charm of barn cats. Tucked away along the rolling hills just off campus, it isn't just a haven for student riders, but a sanctuary for a few different four-legged friends. Of course, the stars of the center are its beloved horses with their own unique personality and grace. And whether it's a playful trot or simply being in their presence, these creatures steal the hearts of all who visit. But the charm doesn't stop there. The resident barn cats add a touch of mischief and warmth, keeping the barns free of rodents and providing endless entertainment with their friendly personalities. And the newest member of the Stone Harper family, Pig the Pig. This resident showed up about 3 years ago and decided to make the center his forever home. He can usually be found hanging out with the horses. So whether you're here to ride, volunteer, or simply soak in the tranquility, the Equestrian Center offers an experience like no other, where humans and animals forge bonds that last a lifetime. And that's all for news, but before we break, let's look at our weather for today. You guys know what they say, April precipitation brings May graduation. And here in Slippery Rock, we're getting both this week. Looking ahead to May 4th, the day of commencement, we're seeing rain and a high of 68 with a low of 55. So I wouldn't stray too far from your umbrellas if you have them. All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, Will and Alex have all you need for spring sports. So stay tuned.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know. It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get into this week. Sports. Pause for the Pebble. How about it, Will?
Big one. Big one this week, Alex.
So, for our athlete of the week, we have chosen an alumni to be represented. And while this may be unprecedented, the accomplishment, it's got to be covered.
It's got to be.
Former Slippery Rock football wide receiver Kyle Sheets has signed a deal with the New Orleans Saints. Look at that graphic coming right at you. Former rock star joins a select group of SRU athletes to go pro and will hope to get looks as a starter in NOLA.
Good pickup by the Saints there.
Yeah, solid pickup. Sheets' achievement will have plenty of eyes on him when training camp rolls around, so congratulations, Five.
Yeah.
Moving back into current rock athletes, let's dive into men's track and field. The last week before the PSAC Championships has concluded, and SRU once again walk away with an impressive performance. The SRU squad traveled all the way to Ashland University for the Ashland Alumni Open. Jumping right in, sophomore Kanye Thompson bolted his way to a 10.32 100-meter dash score to sit atop the throne. The McKeesport native recorded the only first-place finish for the men, but there were plenty of eye-opening performances all around. AJ Verada, finished second in the 200-meter dash with his 21.17 finish. The Rapid Matthew Crow also snagged a top 3 finish with his 14.47 finish in the 110-meter hurdle. The three mentioned teamed up with Jacob Thompson to collaborate on a 3rd place finish in the 4x100 meter relay with their 40.80 score. Next up, Drew Layton brought home 3rd in the pole vault competition. His 5.07 meter leap was enough to secure the spot. That was all this week regarding the top 3 finishes for the men's side after their outburst last week. Once again, they will head to Shippensburg University this coming Thursday as they hope to bring home some PSAC titles and a long weekend of competition. Let me toss it over to my pal Will for baseball.
Hopefully they do bring home some PSAC titles there, Alex. Well, the Rock have been an up and down recently in baseball the last 7 games. First off, at the beginning of the week, playing the bottom seed Gannon University for a home-and-home series for the first 2 games the Rock would play here at Slippery Rock. The Rock would come out hot and winning the first game 5-2. Now, on to the second game was just too good, Alex, that we can't and will not pass up the opportunity to do a live commentary over it.
Time already. Let's do it.
So, 1 out, man on 3rd, gonna hit a nice little ground ball to the second baseman, scores 1 run.
Already off slow. Starting off slow here, but it's the point.
Bottom of the first inning. Bottom of the first inning. Still bottom of the first. 2 outs, man on second. A nice little blooper into right field.
It's gonna creep all the way through there.
Yeah, that's gonna score 2. It's gonna be 2-0 now. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Those audio levels, baby.
Boom. Nice little base hit. That's a good piece of hitting right there.
That's a good piece of hitting.
Yeah, 0-2 count. You're battling there. That's going to score 2 runs right there for the Rock.
4-0.
Yeah, we're up 4-0. Man on first and second. That's a nice little two RBI single. And a throwing error here, Alex, trying to pick the guy off from first.
I mean, come on.
What are you doing?
We can't be getting cocky
Yeah,
like
what
that.
are you doing? And the guy steals second, and man scores.
Is that going towards Harmony Road? That's got to be back there.
That's going to be a one-hopper. Gonna try to make a diving play, doesn't connect, and a man's going to score, and that's going to be a triple right there, Alex.
Triple.
What a play. What a good piece of hitting here by the Rock so far. 6-0, man on second and third.
There we go.
And that's going to be a single right through the right infield gap, and that's going to score just 1 there, Alex.
Talk to me nicely here, Mr. Marzano.
Man on first and second, and again, 1 out, still bottom of the 4th, and that's going to be
see that thing fly off the bat, man.
1 hopper off the wall. Man's going to score from third, going to be second and third now. 1 out, bottom of the 4th.
We put up a touchdown before they even put up a score.
8-0 now. 3-2 count. Bottom of the 4th, going to get the ground out, and a throwing error right there to get the guy off from coming.
Throwing errors, man. Jeez.
So this team, Gannon's really not known for their sound defense here. Yeah, as they walk in a guy here. They went through 5 pitchers in 6 innings, Alex. 5 pitchers.
Just what we'll do to you.
Yeah.
It's just what we'll do to you.
Yeah, 0 outs still in the 6th.
Comebacker. The pitcher.
Yeah, comebacker to the pitcher, and that's going to score 1 run, maybe 2. There's
a lot of white. There we go.
There's a second, and that's going to be 12-0 now. And guess what? Walks in another one. Get this guy off the mound.
Get him off the mound.
Wow. Trying to go off speed there on a 3-0 count. Doesn't work. And another comebacker right at him.
How about 2 touchdowns?
Yep.
How about it?
We're going to put up a 2-touchdown lead here just in the bottom of the 7th. Again, walked in another batter, Alex.
I mean, the PSAC's just terrified of us, are they not?
They are just crumbling here. Still no outs in the bottom of the 6th, and he's just going to throwing error again. Another throwing error here.
It's unbelievable, this guy.
And that one's
is that it?
No, that's just a sac fly to center field. Center fielder doesn't really play it well, so he can't really throw it home. And that's going to be the first out of the inning, Alex.
Wow.
Now 2 outs.
Oh, they scored.
Yeah.
Good
so they scored in the bottom, in the top of the 7th. You got to give him a pity run.
17 points.
And the Rock go on to win this one 17-1.
I mean, have you ever seen anything like that?
I can't remember the last time I watched a game like this. 17-1.
Brutal scenes from Gannon.
Brutal. Wow. Now the Rock would keep these hot bats rolling into the second half of the series where they would play at Gannon's home field. Now the Rock would win the first one 4-2 and go on an absolute tear again in the last game, 17-3. I don't know what it is with them with playing them twice. Now, in the second half of the week, the Rock would start to struggle with a bad loss against Frostburg State, where they would get dominated 17-3. The Rock would then try to turn their luck around with a huge series against Seton Hill. The Rock would drop the first one 6-2. In the second game, they would get into a rubber match where they would lose this one 1-0. Now, let's take a quick look at the standings because playoffs are coming up, Alex. So, Rock, they do take four universities out of this section. Seton Hill, Mercyhurst, and IUP have already punched their ticket. The Rock need to look to win another dominant game against Clarion, who sits at the bottom of the section here, kind of out of it. So it's basically Slippery Rock and Cal U, and it's Slippery Rock's to lose right now. They haven't clinched theirs. They right now sit 14-10 all time, just in conference play, and that Seton Hill team, they just look dominant at the top. So same with Mercyhurst at 17-7, tied there for first. IUP 16-8, and it's tough seeing your rivals at the top of the standings there, Alex.
Hey, we're on the edge though. We can squeak in.
We just needed to take one against Clarion, and I think we punched our ticket in. Gannon's usually up there for playoff picture, but they haven't.
Not this year.
Yeah, they haven't done too well. Wow. So a lot to look forward to, Alex. A lot to look forward to. Now, can you tell us a little bit what happened at track and field this week?
For sure. For the ladies on the track and field, there were no first place finishes this week, but a handful of top 3 placements. Yeah. Surprising, I know. They had a lot last week. Well, guess who? It's another strong Samantha Gilbert performance that'll make you turn blue.
She's everywhere.
She really is. Her 100-meter dash score set an SRU record this week as she went wild for an 11.71 score.
What else is new? What else is new?
However, her record would only be enough for 3rd place this week. How about Rachel Veneciano making her way to the scorecard? The junior's 400-meter hurdle time of 1 minute 5 seconds brought her 3rd place. The foursome of Gilbert, Reagan Johnson, Lane Miller, and Tylynn pierced the competition again as they brought home a PSAC record of their own. The women were able to register a 46.28 score for the record and 2nd place. Paige Griffiths here again. One third place finish for the junior as she posted a .57 meter high jump. Sarah Corey's April of winning has sadly come to an end, but not by much. Her 14.76 meter launch placed her 2nd in the invite shot put competition. Becca Martin posted an impressive performance as her 13.58 toss gave her a 2nd place in shot put as well, but this time in the unseeded portion. Isabella Bartoletti impressed again as she sent the long stick 42.69 meters for 2nd place.
Dang.
That's all this week for track and field, but one more time, do not go anywhere because PSAC championships are this weekend and you got to support SRU. Well, how about you make yourself useful and tell me a little bit about softball here.
You know what? I'll just do that, just because you asked nicely. To finish off the end of the season, the girls would have to go through number 2 ranked team in their conference, Seton Hill. With a doubleheader, these 2 games are critical to make the playoffs. The girls would not disappoint as they showed a lot of heart in this series with a walk-off win in the first game in the 8th inning on a wild pitch, just to nudge the Slippery Rock team a little closer to that playoff spot. Now in the second game, the Rock would have another close game, but ultimately end up losing this one 6-5. Oh wait, no, they actually won this one 6-5 actually, and they secured their PSAC playoff berth with the number 4 seed. And now the Rock will play Bloomsburg this Wednesday, which I think they do have a good shot here, Alex.
Yeah.
I mean, the number 4 seed against the number 5 seed. Bloomsburg sits at the number 5 seed, so. I mean, we all know that the East is a lot harder than the West, so it'll be nice.
There.
Yeah, but let's take a look at the standings real quick. I think right now we just have the teams that are in. So yeah, the Slippery Rock team just nudges out, or not just nudges out, they dominate against IUP, it seems like. 15-17 IUP sits at the 5th spot. Slip sits at the 4th spot at 18-13. And Cal U 20-12. And then Seton Hill and Gannon just at the top of the leaderboard here. And Gannon's baseball team is just incredible. They got no-hit Slippery Rock a couple weeks ago. We saw that one.
Good softball program.
Yeah, they're dominant.
This year, though, apparently,
but Slippery Rock seems to be turning stuff around. They had a rough start of the year. Then this back half of the year, they started getting things going with those bats, and the pitching's really come through for them.
There we go.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
So now over to Alex with women's lacrosse. Or
Alrighty.
Women's tennis, actually.
Yeah, hey,
tennis.
Take it easy, pal.
Yeah, I'm just so excited for lacrosse.
The Slippery Rock University women's tennis team concluded its regular season schedule with a 7-0 shutout victory on Friday against California University on Senior Day at the SRU tennis courts. Slippery Rock ends the regular season with a 12-6 overall record and a 5-1 mark in the PSAC Western Division. SRU now has 6 straight matches to clinch the program's 6th consecutive winning season. Playing in the final regular season home matches of what have been 2 great careers, Gabriela Del Val and Nuria Martin posted the first win of the day by defeating Cameron Duran and Lily Schreiber 6-0 in the third flight competition. The Rock managed to win the rest of the doubles and secure the points. For the singles dynamic, it didn't change much. The Rock defeated California University in every game. We will review the Rock's round of PSEC playoff game next week, which, we probably won't be here, but we'll tell you about it somehow. So, Will, I know you're excited about Lax. Why don't you talk to me about it?
Yeah, sorry about those technical difficulties that showed that Lax game before, but now we will. The Slippery Rock University women's lacrosse celebrated a senior day by clinching a postseason berth and completing the season sweep over rival IUP with a 14-5 win, in a crucial PSAC game from McCulloch-Thompson Stadium. The Rock improved to 12-3 overall and stay second in PSAC West Division with an 8-2 record in divisional games, locking up a guaranteed spot for the PSAC playoffs. The Rock jumped out to a 4-1 lead Saturday and opened up a 7-1 lead by halftime thanks to stellar goaltending and timely scoring. Slippery Rock finishes the game with an advantages of 27-20 in shots, 17-5 in draw control, and 13-12 in caused turnovers. SRU will now shift its focus to a home game on Wednesday against Edinburgh, where the Rock can tie this program's record for single season wins and lock up a home playoff game with a victory. Now, I know men's soccer is out of season, but we have to bring some attention to the boys somehow. Arturo, why don't you grab one of your teammates and tell us a little bit more about what meets the eye of this joy?
Thank you, guys. We're here today with Aitor Jordi from the men's soccer team with a couple questions for you. So the first one would be, why did you make the decision to come to the States to start and play here?
I thought getting out of my country, getting out of my comfort zone would be something helpful for me. And so I just took that approach and came over here.
Okay. So you mentioned about the season, you were actually named first team, All PSAC in your first season here. What was the key to having such a good ending of the season for you individually?
I feel like I didn't have the start of the season that I wish I did. And I'm glad I persisted. I didn't give up, and towards the end of the season, I could finally see those results that I felt like I should have been getting from the beginning. So maybe the key was that I kept going and not backing down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you come from Spain, obviously. How's soccer different here from what you have experienced in the past in Spain?
Well, since the ruling is different here, the clock doesn't stop either. For when you do subs, in Spain, if you get subbed out, you can come back into the game. Here, you get subbed out, you can come back in, and I don't really know how that ruling works, but that just makes the pace of the game a lot quicker. It's more direct. Let's say it's not about. In Spain, you would try to get the other team tired by doing a little passing, and then towards the end of the game, try to finish it. Here's just going and going. So that's the biggest difference I found.
Okay. So the team has been doing well this spring, winning a lot of scrimmages and friendlies. How's the team looking for the fall, and what are some of the team goals as well as individual goals that you have?
I feel like last semester we had a really new team, pretty much like at least 5 starters were new, and so obviously we had a good season. I think we could have done better, but now that we've all come together to get to know each other more and get to know how everybody plays, I feel like we're playing better as a team than we did, especially at the start of last season. And so, I mean, we won 4 or 5 games. We drew 1 in the spring. So I think our goal has to be, I mean, I think we can win the PSAC. And if not, we can get that second spot and make a good playoff run. I think that's the goal. And really, with the team we have, there's nothing that we cannot achieve, I believe. And if we have anybody else that's coming in that supports this, good. If not, I think we're good too.
And individually, is there anything you're looking for?
I think I would just like to repeat those last 8 games stretch that I had. I think I can do that consistently during the whole season and not just the end. So I would like, if I did that through the whole 17 games, I think individually I would get accolades like all region again, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for your time. We're back to the studio.
Thanks, Arturo and Aitor. What a great bunch of guys we got there.
Dude, good looking guys too.
Oh, for sure. Anyhow, that's all Will and I can muster up this week, so take it or leave it, we're done. Clubs and orgs, why don't you send us home after the break?
Hello, and thank you again for joining us for another episode of the Soul Food Initiative. And my name is Dr. Fedwa Ludi with the Department of Strategic Communication and Media here at Slippery Rock University.
But for now, our crew is going to eat. So thank you yet again. Like, share, subscribe. Join us for the next episode here on the Soul Food Initiative. And come out here one time and have some of this great food with us. Take care. Peace.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit, and it was bad. Back home, I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible. Having someone on your side means everything.
DAV helps veterans like LaToya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Was Alex, Will, and Arturo with our SRU Sports. Our final episode, we're going to focus on 2 student organizations in the Strategic Communication and Media Department. So let's kick it back a little bit and highlight WSRU-FM and WSRU-TV. The Strategic Communication and Media Department is host to various clubs and organizations, 2 of them being WSRU-FM and TV. WSRU-FM has a multitude of students, as well as DJing for events on campus. The station also focuses on podcasting, having different productions from different students. WSRU-TV, located in Maltby, hosts many productions during the semester. You can gain experience in the production setting on a plethora of equipment. They have more serious shows like Campus Update to silly shows like Rock the Round. Clubs at SRU are easily accessible, and you should never feel nervous to do something new or something that you're interested in. You can learn more about clubs by visiting CORE. Joining us in the studio today, we have Toria Martin from WSRU-FM and Harley Wolfgang from WSRU-TV. How are you both doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, me too. I'm happy to be here. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in today. It's not always the easiest. But we do have some questions for you that would give us a better understanding of both of the clubs that you are in. And so to get started, what is like, I guess in a way, like the process of making a production, whether it is a new show, an episode, or a podcast, or even just doing your weekly radio show, like what does that kind of look like?
Do you want me to go to first?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just explain how the process with WSU-FM works. Basically, you sign up on Core, and we get you in for training, whether that's within the podcast realm or with our training director to do on-air shows. Once you go through at least like an hour or two of training and you feel pretty comfortable, we'll direct you to our program director who will or our podcast director, depending on what it is that you want to do. And then we'll basically just kind of guide you through formatting your show. A lot of people develop like DJ names or develop like a podcast show concept. So like a lot of people will have like their own shows. Like for example, we currently have my show, which is Dorm Next Door and All Sports with Will and Alex over there. And yeah, it's a good time.
Throw me in there. I got my own DJ name and everything.
Yeah.
DJ Squeeze.
DJ Squeeze.
You know,
yeah,
you gotta do a show. You know,
it's a pretty fun production. I really enjoy being a part of it.
It's sort of a similar process for TV. We don't have like specific training hours. What we'll do is try to get our entire general body together, and we go step by step, starting with like campus update, where we learn news shows. Dr. Fleming will teach the entire group about journalistic research, and then we work on writing, and then we do equipment training, and then we'll send you off into the world to get some packages and stuff like that. Anyone that's interested in doing like any different parts of our productions can learn these things. If you're interested in learning how to be on air, like I usually direct people over to Jeremy Fink because he's been doing it for so long. But yeah, like it's based off of working with upperclassmen that have been doing it for a while. And just trying to practice different skills as often as possible.
Absolutely. Get because especially with TV, there's like a little bit of everything. And even in like, if you wanted to do a show or a podcast, you know, like there's that opportunity there. But going into production, how long or like how many people does it take to make a production? It'll obviously be a little bit different for both of you, but.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Or no, you go first too, because yours.
Mine are, it depends on the show, but it is usually a lot of people. Yeah. So for something like Campus Update, for example, we usually have 2 or 3 anchors that are on camera talent, and then each of our cameras, we have 3 cameras, each camera gets a person. You have to have at least one technical director, which is the person that's running the TriCaster, and then floor manager, which is the person that's managing everyone on the floor. But even for pre-production, you usually have 3 or 4 writers at the minimum, and then for post-production you have at least 1 editor, and then you have me who has to review everything, and then stuff that goes up. It is usually like at minimum a 15-person army to put together a single production. Yeah. You guys know that more than anyone.
Yes.
Toria?
I guess you could say radio is a lot more simple. I mean, for the radio itself to be a DJ, you just need 1 person. They can run the board and talk and do everything on their own. And then in addition to that, like podcasting, you could also do that with 1 person. It's better if you have a co-host or multiple guests on at once. So like anywhere between 1 to 5 people. We also are working to do like having like an editor. So for example, like 2 people could be talking and then someone behind the screen, you know, running the cameras, because we have live production, or I guess live video now. So yeah.
I say definitely, at least with TV, like and radio too, depending on the route that you take, like that teamwork like build. And like if you're on a production, or even if you have a production that's maybe like 1 or 2 people, like you're still working to like with somebody.
Yep.
But while doing these productions and being in school at the same time, how do you balance a part, you know, of doing this extracurricular and then also attending your class and like doing the work?
I don't. I do it.
Sorry, Dr. Fleming.
I'm very stressed out all of the time, but I will say that it comes more naturally because you make friends within your organization and your clubs, and then you make class friends. And I always like value the aspect of like teamwork. I have so many great friends and people that I have met that have helped me like academically, and that goes alongside with my professors as well. And just time management. I just have like a planner, and I you know, time out my day from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed. I'm pretty much working.
Yeah. Like I had said, for me, it takes an army. There's no scenario where I could ever put together a production by myself.
Right.
So we're working actually right now with TV on how to better like lay out all the responsibilities so that there's no world where it's just me or just Brayden or just anyone doing everything. It was never like that, but trying to even it out even more so that everyone has a little bit more free time on their hands.
Absolutely.
I am somebody who you might call crazy because I have a lot going on. I've got, like, up until recently, I've been doing 18 credit semesters. I just knocked it back down to 15.
Right.
I run more than one organization. I've got a couple different jobs. Like, it is something I've had to learn a lot of time management skills and, like, working with my professors, like you said, and having friends in class that help me, like, not lose my mind completely.
Right.
And just, I also have a planner. I end up buying a new planner every semester because my ability to like manage my time changes.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, you've had a couple productions or your podcast, kind of two in one. What would you, like, if you had like a favorite memory from this like semester, like within your production, and then what could you say to someone who is nervous about joining a club or organization?
Oh my gosh. That's such a hard one.
Yeah.
I feel like picking a favorite memory is really hard.
I mean, I have tons of good memories with the radio station. I mean, we've DJ'd, we've like partnered with local businesses, we've gotten to DJ different events, we've gotten to partner with different clubs and organizations. I've gotten to do radio shows with people, and it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy my podcast with Meg Nassif. I will say one thing that she did say is we were gonna give thank you letters or like little goodbye thank you cards to all of our friends after graduation, and we were going to deliver them by East Lake Goose. And so that was my favorite memory, I think, from podcasting ever. I was like, there's no way she just said we're going to deliver cards by East Lake Goose, but we will.
No, I love that. I like that. That's definitely a Meg Nassif thing to say. I love that. I think for me, I think we have a lot of different events that we get to do. I always hold on to like the big moments. Like just recently, Radio, TV, and the Rocket helped to put together the Golden Rock
Awards,
that they talked
that
about earlier. Getting to plan that was a lot of fun. Getting to be there was so much fun. That's going to be a top tier memory for the next couple years, I think.
Yeah.
But weirdly enough, I think if I had like a favorite overall memory, there are like just certain production days that like I get to see my team work together and get to see like how much everyone and myself have grown. And we just recently wrapped up Digital Discourse with Matt and Jeremy, and both of them had these very sweet goodbyes for everyone, and Jeremy's moving on to a different show, and he's going to be working with radio.
Nice.
And, you know, Matt's graduating, and a lot of our team is really sad to see Matt go and sad to see the show itself go, and so it was like one of those, like, I felt like a proud parent moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so I was like, I think it's stuff like that I want to use to encourage people to join, because, like, we have really stressful, crazy days and crazy shoots, but it's days and moments like that make me really happy.
Absolutely. It's not necessarily in the terms worth it in the end, but it's like you do it and then it's like you're accomplished, but like you get like the funny memories, even if it is stressful.
Yeah,
but,
we have a running joke with it too now.
Right, and that's exactly, yes. But that is all the time that we have for today, so thank you to Toria and Harley for coming into the studio and talking about, you know, TV and radio. Is there anything else you have to add?
Yeah, so if you're watching this and you're thinking about joining WSU-FM, you definitely should. We are recruiting for next semester, and we got a bunch of new stuff. So
yeah, involvement fair second week of the semester in the fall. Be there, have
Same
fun.
with TV. We work together a lot.
Yeah, we do.
So
we will be more next semester.
Well, you heard it here first. Thank you for everyone to being a part of today's episode, and thank you for watching Pause for the Pebble.
Thank you.
Well, everyone, that has been our show. We appreciate everyone for taking a moment to pause for the Pebble. Have a wonderful night, and we wish you all the best of luck on your finals.